तू चलता चल तू चलता चल तू चलता चल.
So today we have with us Akshit Sharma, and most surprising part is he has cleared his AFSB through AFCAT entry in his very first attempt. This had been his first attempt. He is very young, just 21 years old. So this will be a very good experience, a learning experience for those who are in their first attempt, second attempts, the freshers that we call. He's basically from Himachal Pradesh, right now staying in Delhi. We can talk to him. So, Akshit, just tell us how did this motivation, this inspiration to join forces, and how did the start came in your life about the defense services?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I love reading novels from a young age. I used to read a series called Jack Reacher by Lee Child. So, it's about a US Army personnel, and that was my inspiration. After that, I researched about the Indian Army and the Indian Defense Forces, and from then on, I've always been an aspirant to join the Defense Forces.
Okay, okay. So, tell us something about your growing up years and your college days, everything that had been a part of your preparation as well.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, all through my school life, I wanted to be a defense aspirant. But I feel during my end of the school, I wasn't that determined, so I could not clear my NDA. But once I joined my college, I was much more determined, and so I joined NCC also in my college. Right now, I'm in my NCC. So with that, and I got a set of people who also wanted to join the defense forces. So I was determined, and I could, learn with them and continue my preparation. So a lot of my seniors also had given the AFCAT and the CDS exams and went on for their SSB, who are currently in the academy right now. So that was my inspiration, and through that I could, get into this routine. And after that, when I cleared my first AFCAT exam, so I joined NFA with Colonel Nehru sir, and that gave me a big help to continue on to my dreams and clear my SSB quickly.
Okay, thank you. So tell us about the first reporting day, psychology test, GTO, one by one, your entire SSB experience.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, I reported on 7th March, and the reporting was 205, and we were given the OIR first, and the OIR, the first OIR didn't go as well as I hoped, but the second one went very well. And after the OIR, we were taking for the PPNDT, and the picture came, and the picture was something like it was very blurry and hazy, but it was about basically three male characters, and two of the male characters were holding the third one. So it was like that the third person had got an injury or had fainted recently. So I made a story on related to blood donation, whereas most of the people in my discussion group made a story on a hiking. So I made a story on blood donation, whereas most of them made a story on a hiking trip because they could see mountains in the background. So in the discussion, in the narration, it went very well, and I gave a very strong narration without any pauses. So I feel that narration is paramount to getting screened in. And after that, in the discussion, I was listening to everyone and gave few good points. And other than that, I stayed quiet and listened to everyone, and only spoke when I felt that there was a good point in my mind. And after that, I was screened in. 63 candidates were screened in out of the 205 of the reporting, and I was the youngest throughout in the SSB. My chest number is also was one, and AFSB may I think it's because of the date of birth order. So I was chest number one, and I'm born in 2001, and most of the people there were 1998, 1999. So it was a different experience for me, and most of them were either working or graduates or BTech holders. So it was very different for me, but it was okay. It was a great experience. So after the screening in, we were allotted our rooms, and after that, we have the psych test on the very same day. And I had talked to Nehru sir a lot about the psych test, and we both felt that I shouldn't waste too much time on the psych test. And I didn't practice the psych test a lot beforehand. I had just seen the sample stories and the sample WATs, SRTs, and read them once and practice them maybe once or twice. Other than that, I feel that the psych test can be done by anyone, and they should be done naturally only. So I personally completed all my psych tests, 60 SRTs, 60 WATs, 12 TATs, and I think the SD. So everything went well in the psych, and I feel that I did well in it. And I had a time crunch at some points, but I completed the parts where I had left in the end. So I feel that psych went very well. And then we went for a rest because the next day we had GT. So Monday we reported psych tests were over by Monday night, and Tuesday and Wednesday we had the GT, and Thursday my interview, and Friday was the conference. So coming on to the Tuesday, we had the first five things of GT. So that was the first was GD, then GP, then PGT, then HGT, and then lecture 8. Yeah, ma'am. So I feel that once we read Sir's book, I feel that most of our doubts will be cleared. So especially on the psych part, I feel that Sir has given a very good analysis that we shouldn't, waste too much time on psych tests. And I've seen a lot of people and repeaters there also who were wasting too much time analyzing the psych test. So I feel that is a useless practice. And in the start, I agree that in the starting I was also very miffed by the psych test, and I felt that I needed to practice them, but after Nehru sir's guidance, I feel that it was the right decision not to over practice them and to just come out naturally. I feel if you've had a good life, you've led a balanced life with everything, and you're you're actively participating in sports, studies, everything. So I feel your psych test will go easily because you will have the experiences to share, and most of the TATs are from your own experiences. So I feel that it will be good rather than fabricating things. When you're trying to fabricating things in the psych test, then you don't know what you're talking about and the actions you should take in that particular story. But when you're implementing something from your own life, I feel then it will come very naturally to you. So that was the psych test, ma'am. And after that, we had the GT, and GT went well for me. We started the group discussion. I had done a lot of current affairs and everything related to, that I could feel that group discussions or interview questions could come in. So the GD went well. Our first topic was how India could help the smaller neighbors and improve its relationship with them. So I remember two Qs. One was trade, the other was assistance. I can't remember the third one. And the second topic that
Can
was
you
given,
repeat it? Can you
yeah,
repeat the GD? What was the topic?
yeah, ma'am. The GD topic was, ma'am, how India can improve its relationship with its smaller neighbors.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Hmm.
Yeah. So the two Qs were, which I remember, were trade and assistance. And the second topic that the option we were given was the prohibition of alcohol and does it work? So naturally, the group chose the first one, and I personally had knowledge about both of them. So I felt that I could do well in the GD. And the second topic was for us was national security and how information plays an important role in it. So I gave few points in the GD, and when I felt that those points were necessary or I really had something to say, and NFA 29 is my group. So Adarsh is there, and he's a very good guy, and he's helped me throughout. So he told me that GD, you need to give some good points and listen to others. So that is what I did, and I try to help everyone and do well in the GD while so that everyone can speak. And if you give few points and you know what you're talking about, then people start listening to you, even if it's a fish market scene. So I feel that was good. After the GD, ma'am, we had our GP, and I practiced GP very well in the NFA group and these sessions. So I feel that the GP went very well. The individual solution I copied from Nehru sir's book, and I also added some improvisations on my own. And after that, the GP discussion also went very well. Most of my group was against me because I think most of them hadn't practiced GP much. So some basic errors in the starting which I also had. So they wanted to take the person to somewhere which wasn't that practical. So in that case, I just put my point across. I gave my logic that why this should be done. And when people didn't listen to me, so I just moved on and went to the next thing. So I feel that in the GP, it is very important to keep calm. And even if people are not listening to you, just give your point and not think much about it and just move forward. If you'll constantly think about the assessors or anything like that, then you're bound to not do well. So that was the GP, and the GD also went okay, and it was done. Then we had the PGT and HGT. Both went well. I practiced, so I knew how to do them, and in theory I knew it. So
Please tell
we,
us, how did you practice the PGT HGT part?
yeah, ma'am. So
What is
for
this
PGT,
practice?
yeah, ma'am. So for PGT, HGT, we had some sessions in our NFA 29 on how to do them with that PDF and all, and some files were given to us to study them. So I did those. Other than that, I went through YouTube, and if I got a chance, sometimes there's some obstacle courses and something related to these PGTs near my house in Delhi. So sometimes I try to visit them with my friends, but mostly I feel that if you understand it in theory and you can see videos and you see the PDFs, then you can implement that. And it is hard in the starting because if you see them directly in the SSB, then it is difficult. But if you do it in the PGT, then till the time the HGT comes and the command task come, you get into that rhythm. So in the starting, in the first two PGT obstacles, I was finding it a little difficult because I couldn't understand. But I stayed calm, and by the end of it, in the third and fourth obstacle, I gave a lot of ideas, and it went well. And the HGT was similar; it went well. Then the last battery in the GT test was the lecturate, and the lecturate went very well for me. And I feel that I have okay communication skills, so I can do well in series like lecturates. So I got certain difficult topics like civil defense, fashion design, on which I didn't know a lot about. But the last topic was aircraft carrier, and I knew some factual news about aircraft carriers and India's position on it. So I gave a lecturate on that, and also emphasized on how Russia, US, and China are making aircraft carriers and the importance of aircraft carriers in the current situation. So the lecturate went well. Then the next day, ma'am, we had the last three tests of the GT. So the first one was command task, and command task, I personally feel that it went very, very well for me. Uh, I was given a moderately difficult task for the command task, but I quickly progressed on the CT, and by the end of it, me and one of my subordinates was at the other end, and we had to bring back our last subordinate. So at that moment, I feel that the GT felt that I was doing well, so he tried to make it difficult for me by creating pressure, saying less time is left, and removing the obstacles. And in my GT, a funny thing happened. I actually broke the obstacle because I was tying the rope very tightly, and I was putting my weight on it, and the obstacle only broke. So the GT, I fell down, and I quickly recovered. And the GT asked me for if I wanted any medical assistance, but I was okay. So he continued, and he told me what's your plan. So I told him what my plan was, but then he said now it's broken. Like, so I told him, yes, sir, maybe we can try to. He said, no, now it's not there. So I had two things left to make that obstacle. So I went blank for a second. Then I started thinking, and I made my another way how to reverse bridge and get my subordinate. And at the end, he said 2 minutes left, and he told me that this structure is also not there. Now you only have one structure, and you have to do it. So at that moment, I felt that it's almost impossible to do it because it was very difficult, even with three structures, then two, and then now one. So, and he was putting pressure on me that 2 seconds left, 5 seconds left. And at that moment, something clicked in my brain, and I felt that this could be worked. And I was trying to do it, and he just asked me that, "What's your plan?" I told him, and he said, "Okay, I'll give it to you." And he told me to go. So I feel that command task went very well. I had a fear that I might go blank in the command task, or I might not know what to do, and I would stay quiet, but it went very well. So we need to keep trying ideas in the command task in PGT, and look at it from all the angles, and you will manage if you've prepared well. And after that, ma'am, we had the individual obstacles. So AFSB has slightly different individual obstacles to SSB, and they're slightly more difficult. But Nehru sir had told me that I need to improve on my physical fitness further, and due to that, I had continuously been running and playing sports. So I didn't find the individual obstacles hard, and I completed 7 of my obstacles, and I accumulated, I think, 40 points out of the 55. And I feel that that was a good enough score at AFSB. I could have improved further, but I feel that it was okay. And coming on to the FGT, FGT was completed quickly by my group, and we had some very smart people and people who were very resourceful. So I feel that with the help of them, we could complete the FGT quickly. And after that, ma'am, coming on to the interview was on Thursday, 1 day before the conference, and I was very confident about the interview. I felt that interview is one area where I could excel because I had thought about it, and I feel that after reading Nehru sir's book, interview shouldn't be you shouldn't worry too much about it because it's a natural process, and I should just answer what they want and not be too much into thinking what they want. I just need to be honest with them. So I did that, and my interview lasted for around an hour and I think 50 minutes, and it went very well. I wasn't asked too many difficult questions, and I don't. I personally feel that in interview, if you haven't prepared well or if you have problems, then everything can be a difficult question, and if you've done well, then I feel that anything can be answered with logic and normal, whatever the actual reason was. So basic questions were asked for my educational qualifications, my family and friends. Most of the focus was on my family and my friends, and I feel that AFSB focuses more on your personal life. So I was asked by about if I have taken any financial assistance or what things I do in my family or how I help my mother or sister or something like that. And other than that, I was asked questions, some basic questions on current affairs. I was asked how I pursue my current affairs and how I keep up to date. And I was asked to, most of the people at my FSB were asked to tell 5, 6 news. So I just told him some news that there was a meeting recently, Yevo. So he said, okay, that was it. And other than that, I was asked about my branch and what the work the administration branch does and what exactly it entails. And so I answered them. I had studied about them. Other than that, basic questions like why do you want to join the forces? What is your backup plan? And things like that. So I answered everything confidently, and the interview process was seamless, I feel. So after that, I was very confident, but I wasn't too overconfident because I felt that I should just stay quiet and be in my thing and enjoy the experience more rather than just focusing on getting recommended. And my interview was over very fast, and after that, I had a day or two off till the conference, and conference was also over in the conference was the next day on Friday. And since I was chest number one, everything happened first to me. So the conference, I went in, I sat outside the conference hall. It lasted for 30 seconds, I think, their discussion. I went in. My conference lasted for 25 seconds. They asked me what I like to do in my pastime. Then they asked me how my stay was and any improvements. I said, excellent, no improvements, sir. And he told me to go, and that was it. And then we got the results at 4 o'clock, and I was recommended along with one more fresher, and I think 3 or 4 repeaters. So total 6 or 7 people were recommended, and we were very happy. And after that, I've returned home since then.
Nice. It was a good experience sharing.
Yes.
We just want to know, you did not practice the psychology as you said. So if people are feeling diffident, if we do not practice what to do, so how to pace ourselves to complete those in time, plus be effective, and that too in the very first attempt. So please elaborate on psychology part, how not to prepare
Yes.
and what to do if not to prepare.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if someone is very worried that their psychology tests are, if they're very worried, so it is better they just practice it because rather than being worried about it and going there, I personally wasn't that worried. I felt that I would do okay. So I wasn't that worried. But if someone is worried, they can try the psychology test once or twice, and it is better to practice them in a whole, that in a 2 hour cycle, doing them continuously because it's very different practicing them TATs one time, then WATs the next day. That is different because at that time they're trying to tire you and getting your natural responses. So I feel that if you want to practice them, practice once or twice on the whole, And rather than just practicing them, you can just try to read the sample stories once or twice to understand the structure and all. But I feel that it isn't that important to do them. And I feel that I don't know how many people are rejected by the psychologist, but I feel that if you've got a normal psych and normal experiences, you will sail through the psych.
That brings me to the second question you pointed out regarding leading a balanced life. So, how to live a balanced life so that it helps you in psychology and you do not need to over practice anything. So, what is that balanced life?
Yeah, ma'am. So, ma'am, I feel that if you want to become an officer, you should lead a balanced life. And by what I mean from a balanced life is you need to be active, you need to have effective participation in wherever you go. So, in your school life, you should be participating, and you should be participating in your college life as well as work. And for people who haven't done that till now, they can start right now. It's never too late to start leading a balanced life. You can start playing sports. Sports, I think, is one of the most important things to lead a balanced life, because in a team sport especially, I play football, so you make a lot of friends, you learn a lot about leadership as well as how to cooperate with people, and how to tackle different difficult people, how to tackle different people, and be a cohesive member of a team. I feel playing sports is very important. Other than that, ma'am, to lead a balanced life, I feel, just general competence is important, and being active in whatever you do. If you're in your college, you should be active, participating in societies or whatever you have in your college, and making friends, making new experiences. That is very important. And I feel that reading books and novels is also very important, because that is one area where most of us can improve. And along with sports, if we have a good knowledge about books, and we read a lot, then that will definitely help us in our SSB process as well as generally in life.
Thank you. Not you just in, point out tackling difficult times, it is tackling difficult people as well. Okay, thank you. So in GDs, we found that the topic was not relatively very easy. How India can improve its relations with smaller neighboring nations. So how did you increase your knowledge base to bring out points even in your lecturate? The topic had been aircraft carrier, as you said. So this is not very easy topic. So how to increase that knowledge base?
So first of all, I had practiced in almost every session in the last 3-4 months with the NFA 29 group, and I feel that was very, very important for my success, because there are a lot of knowledgeable people, and people who are much more smarter than me in our group. So I feel that I learned a lot from them and their knowledge. So especially in my second GD, which was about national security and information and cyber war, so I had no idea about that. But when I participated in my group discussions, they were very knowledgeable people who had a lot of information about that. So I feel that NFA 29 and NFA as a whole, the people there helped me a lot with their insights. So that is very important. And moreover, I feel not if even if you know a lot about that topic, still it is possible that you do not perform well in the GD. So for that, you need to practice regularly to know how to give your points, and so that people listen to you. Coming on to how I prepared for my current affair, I read two newspapers, sometimes one, but mostly one is Hindu and the other is Indian Express. So I try to read the editorials and the headlines, and the world economy and the Indian side of things. So I feel that helped me a lot. And other than that, I watch the print and cut the clutter. So that was told to me by some of my friends from NFA 29 only. So I feel that that is also very helpful, and not just in SSP general news, it gives you a lot of insights. And other than that, Nehru sir daily sends a lot of articles from Indian Express as well as Hindu and other areas. So I feel that those are helpful to improve your knowledge. And other than that, ma'am, for example, in my lecturate topic, I also did not have a lot of knowledge about aircraft carriers. I knew some things. So it is how you shape up your lecturate and how you focus on things you know. And the lecturate isn't just to judge that what factual knowledge you have, but how you approach a topic and how you can speak on it. So I feel that is more important rather than just having factual knowledge. So I shaped my lecturate in such a way that I could talk about the importance of aircraft carriers and generic things rather than focusing on technical factual news, which I had little knowledge about. And some knowledge I had, especially about Indian affairs. So I put on that. Other than that, in the GD, the smaller neighbors topic, I felt that that was comparatively easy. And I had learned a lot about our smaller neighbors, and India has been providing some assistance to a lot of these neighbors, especially Sri Lanka and Afghanistan. So I felt that I could give those topics. And when you give factual news into your GD, then people all start listening to you.
Thank you. Not just giving factual data, but framing, as you said, framing is
Right.
also important.
Very-
This is for everybody. Once you frame, right? Start with some introduction, start with some paragraph, start with some data, give a good conclusion. If you feel that now my time is going to be up, instead of GTOs reminding you again and again that your time is up and that you need to come back, you end the GD nicely, end the lecture it nicely. Okay. GTO was putting on you some kind of pressure. 2 minutes are left, 3 minutes are left. You broke the obstacle in between. So how did you manage all that?
Yes, so, ma'am, to be very frank, when I broke my obstacle at that moment, I was thinking that I'm they're never going to recommend a candidate who's broken their obstacles. But I just moved on. I felt that, I need to do well, and it was an honest mistake. I couldn't do anything about it. And to be very honest, I was fearful that I might not do well. I might not do well in my command task. But if you've done okay, and you can manage, even you played sports and all, you can manage stress. And I feel that that comes naturally to a person once you start participating with everyone. And definitely the GTO was trying to.
That point I wish to highlight. Be participative in sports as well.
Yes,
It's not that because this is an online program, everything has to be online. Sports or activity or physical activity cannot be online. And that in my inquiries, in my doubt clearing session, also I get this point. How NFA manages with online program when the actual test is offline. It's more of ground. So it's not that Colonel Nehru is there to guide you all for what to do for physical and all. And otherwise as well, be participative in your sports and be on the ground. Please tell us about something like in your PGT you got some idea of how to do it. That how to get those ideas so that it can be helpful in your, let's say, HGT, let's say full group task, next task. How to utilize whatever that you are learning in your first task, especially when you are a first attempter, you're not a repeater. So being a fresher, you saw all those obstacles for the first time. So how to get that grasp those ideas so that it will help you in the further task.
yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I feel that all throughout the SSB process, not just PGT, you have to stay alert, you have to stay aware. You need to know your surroundings and keep on improvising. So, in the PGT, I did this. In the starting, I wasn't able to get that many ideas. So, I just started looking everywhere, and I thought one step ahead. If I wasn't getting ideas for this obstacle and my team was working on it, so I worked on it with them. But I was also looking at the next obstacle to understand how I could. And if people are bridging and going that side, I was also thinking about how to get the last person back, or how to get all our material back, because it is easy to go there, but then it's difficult for us to get our people, all of us here with the obstacles. So I feel that is also important in this. And you need to keep improvising. You need to keep understanding structures, because the PGT structure and the HGT structure might be different, but the basic principles are the same. So if you understand those basics principles of the cantilever and the bridging and all, then you will be able to understand. And in the PGT, you just need to implement the easiest solution, not focus on something that if you know this, then try this. If it's easy, if you can do it from direct bridging or something like that, then you should definitely focus on that, and not try to, show off or something like that in your, even if you know. So, and once you do the PGT and you're aware and you're looking, even if you're not giving the solutions, you need to help your group. And as you progress in the 45 minutes of the PGT, you will definitely have more ideas till the HGT and the commanders.
Thank you. In your command task, then how many people took your help? Because you seem to be very logical and helpful. So,
Ma'am, to be very frank, I was,
and
yeah.
is it important that you should be called by everyone?
No,
or
ma'am, that is the case. I was only called once, and I feel the reason was, first of all, people were preferring people who were very tall or something like that. Other than that, ma'am, the previous day we had the GP, and in the GP, I was basically the whole group was against me in the GP. So I feel that, and by then the people were starting to think that this guy is prepared a lot and something like that. So maybe because of that, I feel that they didn't, prefer to call me in the Kamanta. So only one or I think two persons called me in the CT, whereas I feel that I could have helped them a lot. But that is okay. I feel it's normal to do that, and everyone, in the CT thinks that who can help them best. So it is no problem, and I don't feel that these are all notions. I don't think that if someone's called, there are people who've been called in the every command task including mine. I called that person particular chest number in my command task, and everyone called him. But he unfortunately did not get recommended. So I feel that that is not important. It may play a very small factor, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's important.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing out and your experience as well that one person was called by all the people, but he was not unfortunately recommended. He will be recommended next time. Maybe there was some issue
Definitely.
that we as students may not be able to grasp. कहाँ गलत हो गए? Now, coming to the interview, it lasted for around 50 minutes, as you said. So I guess the interview was also about your balanced life and more about your PIQ, what you have done till now. So please tell us how to project ourselves a balanced person in front of interviewing officer. In a way, interviewing officer put some kind of stress. Otherwise, what you are doing, or otherwise, what is the backup plan? This is a main important point that interviewing officers do generally ask. That if the person fails in SSB, not clear, not recommended, then what to do? Do we have a solid answer for it? Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, the interviewer focused on my PIQ, and he did ask me some questions. But I feel that rather than just focusing on those answers, if you're actually doing them, or if that's actually your backup or something like that, then you will be confident and you will have no worries. So I feel that everyone needs to, be balanced in their life, as well as have a backup plan, because at the end of the day, I feel the armed forces are a very exclusive group, and medicals and merit and everything. So you're not sure. So you need to have a backup plan. So in my case, he asked me about my backup plan. So I told him that I have got a placement from my college, and while it is not a lot, but I feel that I need to work, and I need to be responsible towards my parents. So I will definitely take up my job. So he asked me that, uh, uh, will you definitely take it? So I said, yes, sir. I will take it. And he asked me any other backup plan. So my second option after the army is CAPF AC. So I told him that CAPF AC exam is coming up, and I will apply for that. And he asked me, so you will be studying for that. Will you take that job? So I said, yes, sir, because the exam is in probably in June, July, August. So I will still be having my college till then, and I can study simultaneously and then take up my job. And I feel that it is not that difficult to appear for the exams and go for the interviews along with the job. So I feel that that shows a sense of responsibility, as well as showing that you can multitask and not just focus on one exam. So I feel that that gives a good impression. And at the end of the day, I was not trying to make a very good impression. I was just trying to answer his questions well and in a truthful manner. And I feel that gave me a benefit in the interview.
At a very young age, these points are coming out. Sense of responsibility. It's good. I do not have much to question. I am done almost. Sir, I forgot to ask one. Sir, please, please. The twice you mentioned about the practical guide to become an officer. Just please, last. The practical guide to become an officer, how did it help you?
Ma'am, for me, the practical guide to becoming an officer was like a Bible, because I feel that instead of disturbing Nehru sir every time, if I read the book once or twice again, then most of my doubts are cleared. Because the book is so comprehensive that you do not get a lot of doubts after that. And when you do, then Nehru sir is always available. So I feel that everyone before, getting into the process, asking various doubts, if they read the book once or twice well with proper, and I feel you can read the book many times, because it can never be bad for you, because the book is very good. And I feel that if you read that book, then most of your doubts related to SSB as well as general life will be solved, and it will definitely help you. So that is it.
Akshit, congratulations. You have done well.
So much.
I really don't have any questions. We have been in touch. I was in touch with you throughout your SSB process and earlier also. Not much, but I mean, you've been pretty clear-headed. So issues are not there. I just want to highlight a few points which have emerged during the course of your talk with Yogita Madam. Now, first was the point about this practicing of psychology tests. You see, thing is that these tests were designed to check out a person who has no knowledge, who does not know even the full form of SSB. And if the person is okay, if he foots the bill for being selected, then he'll get selected. So when a first time a person writes these stories or situation reaction test, if it is the first time that comes to know that this test is going to take place and he is briefed by the psychologist, if he is fit, he'll get recommended. There's no issue. So if that perspective is true, now place you people. Now you have been acquainted about these tests. You have read the book. You have written these samples, and these have been discussed with me. Each one individually I have discussed with you. Your situations, stories, which I felt, were not on the right lines, or if some attitudinal change was required, all that exercise has been done. Now this in itself is an overkill. ये प्लस में ही हो रहा है काम, इतने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. अगर बंदा फिट हो तो रेकमेंड हो जाएगा. तो हमने पहले ही इतना कर लिया. On top of it, what is happening on a regular basis? You are doing PPGT discussion. In that also you are formulating stories, and you're getting to know, you're discussing with others, so you come to know whether your chain of thought and all that is on the right lines. So this is more than enough. Anybody trying to do this, speed build up karni hai, writing, yeah, I mean, I don't take it. Is this a serious point? कि speed लिखने की improve कर रहा है यार उसको लिखकर. I mean, I don't believe that. Okay, so that's my take as far as the psychology test. One more point emerged was that Yogita made a statement कि कहाँ गलती हुई है. देखिए, SSB में गलतियां लोगों से होंगी या नहीं होंगी. गलती होने वाला इंडिविजुअल रेकमेंड हो सकता है, और जिसने सब कुछ अच्छा किया वो रेकमेंड नहीं भी हो सकता है. Because what is happening is it's the holistic test of personality, and when we are assessing, we individually assess. I mean, psychologist, interviewing officer, and GTO individually assess the individual, and then in the conference we come to a consensus. So overall, the result is based on whether a person is found adequate to be selected or not. तो उसमें ये तो कहीं आता ही नहीं कि इसने ये गलती की थी और ये गलती नहीं की थी. That is not the issue. But this becomes an issue in the minds of candidates. You don't have to get bothered. And trying to show sense of responsibility or ये one. अरे यार ये jargon ना, ये OLQ शोएलक्यू की ना पता होना बहुत अच्छा है. तुमको भी अच्छे से नहीं पता होता तो अच्छा था. You have still answered the same thing. Fine. So that is how it should be. The more people try to know SSB system, the OLQs, their definitions and all that, you are trying to put yourself into knots. It's not going to be helpful. Don't get involved in that. It's not required.
Yes.
Coming on to the issue of, getting a grasp of what is going on in the GTO series. So a person who is a fresher, when he starts with the PGT, definitely he doesn't know. Whereas a person who's a repeater or who's gone through a coaching academy, he has a better idea. वो बल्ली पट्टे का उसको idea है कैसे cantilever बनाना है, कैसे फंसाना है. So naturally those people would be in the lead. But this is a series. PGT की 4 है stages, फिर HGT है, उसके बाद command task आता है. So you know what happens if you just keep your eyes and ears open and you remain involved, you will understand कि क्या हो रहा है. After all, experience होता क्या है? Experience is when you gone through a thing. You sat in a bus from Delhi to some place. तो एक बार बस स्टैंड में गए, एक बार पहली बार नए गए थे तो कोई यूर सरप्राइज कहाँ से कौन से नंबर पे लगी होगी बस, कहाँ पे होगी, बैठोगे कैसे होगा, कार टिकट लोगे एंड ऑल दैट. अरे एक बार ले लिया तो सेकंड टाइम यू आर कंफर्टेबल. दैट्स अबाउट ऑल. तो उसमें कौन सी ऐसी बिग डील है? कोई बस के लिए तो कोई प्रिपरेशन नहीं करता ना कि बस में बैठ के जाना है. तो सिमिलरली इट्स अ नॉर्मल कोर्स. बाय जस्ट कीपिंग योर आईज एंड ईयर्स ओपन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड क्या हो रहा है. So that is what would have happened actually. Did it happen or not? वो PGT 3-4 तक आते आते you get a grasp कि हो क्या रहा है यार. Exactly same thing happened with us when I went for my SSB. So why would it not happen for anyone else? So these are the things, and so you done well. You're open to questions from other students. My tip to you as to all selected candidates is focus on physical fitness, because physical fitness is a very important issue. I just met Upasak yesterday. He is due to be passing out now. He is in his final term, and he felt that physical aspects are very important. बाकी तो पढ़ाई सड़ाई तो हो जाती है, कोई इतना big deal नहीं होती है उधर. ठीक है? Yeah. So well done, Akshit. Keep doing well and keep in touch. My students keep in touch with me, not only in during the stage before joining training, but when they are in training, I am in touch with people who have become instructors, who are training others. And this practical guide जो है ना, इसको साथ में रखना.
Always, sir.
Practical guide training में भी help करेगी, जब बच्चे होंगे उनको लिए भी help करेगी. Fine. Use it. It's a useful document.
Sir, I have more SSBs coming, so I'll always keep on disturbing you.
You are most welcome. You are most welcome.